What is going on, peeps? It's your boy Ellis. I don't know how this videos came out so far. I just wanted to come out and just do something. Like, if you guys watch my Insta stories and my Insta snap, you know that I'm always up late anyway, just doing random stuff. So I just thought, you know what, tonight I'm just gonna come out and get some pictures for Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. I don't know how this picture is gonna come out because I'm not the best photographer in the world, but obviously the only way to get better is through trial and error. So yeah, I'm just around here, some beer cans. Yeah, it's a nice little hill in town, and I can't go that way unfortunately because they've got like this little barricade thing, which I think was like when it's to prevent like the terror attacks when like people driving through them. And can you see it? I zoom all the way in. But I head back that way and see if I can just find some more interesting locations and just get some pictures and just try and be a bit more creative because I've been lacking lately. I haven't posted in like a whole week, so let's go do that. What the hell is that? There's loads of cameras here just watching me. Hello, cameras. Oh, so something flipping out, man, it's hot in here. But as I was saying, something that I used to do like a while back, if you guys are long-term subscribers, I used to do a lot of like gym, like go to the gym a lot, and I used to film it and stuff, but I haven't been gymming so long and I've been so inconsistent, so just kind of wanted to put that in there for a bit. Like, this vlog might be all over the place, but hopefully there's some structure to it. So yeah, I'm trying to get back onto the gym, and it's summer now, so there's no point me saying get ready for summer because that goal's gone out the window. But get ready for next year's summer maybe, if I can stay consistent. So as I said, I knew this video was going to be a bit dodgy at the start, but I'm going to go over that S3 and that S3 drag race and explain a bit more. But first, we just popped down to NVM, and he's got a Cupra 290 that he's going to do a stage one on. So I want to see how much it actually makes. We'll go in and find out how much it made stock, and then do a little stage one, do all the tuning and whatnot, and then see how much it makes with stage one. So I got to go under here because I can't be asked to knock the door. Damn.
You know that's illegal entry, right?
Breaking an entry. I'm black, what do you expect? 290, as you can see. Mabs is over there doing his technical stuff. How much is gonna make, Mabs?
I don't know, stock cars usually anywhere between 290 and 300 horsepower. It is hot today. It's 28 degrees in here. So obviously we've got the double fans on, which are going to reduce intake temperatures, but still we're quite hot. .26 brake horsepower.
Bam.
So that's on 97 RON fuel. That's BP Ultimate. It's not really.
So not V-Power.
Nah, not
need V-Power. Get V-Power.
In this. It is a warm day again, as I said. But we're just going to change the air filter now. Put pipe across panel filter. It does make a difference on a map car. Never tested it on a stock car. Panel air filter. Just fitted it to the car. Standard air filter wasn't that dirty, to be honest. We've taken the grit guard at the bottom as well. So let's see what it does.
Okay then. Another run. Number 2, the first one was without the air filter, so we're just going to do it like bit by bit, and then obviously the final with the map to see what the difference is. So this is now with the air filter, and then after that with the map. Okay, so what was that?
So 295.
Oh, so it's made 1 brake horsepower difference.
Just over 1 brake horsepower on a stock ECU, but don't forget the stock ECU targets are always going to kind of limit the power around the same anyway, so it's not a major benefit on a stock car. But when we're tuning it is, it's added 1 Newton meter as well, and we've replicated the temperatures as well with the fan and the coolants. So intake temperatures will match the first run as well, so that's a good sign. It's a good sign that the pipe across air filter does do something, and we'll see a bigger game when we map it.
Okay then, so it's mapping time now.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
We'll take this.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Show you guys a bit of the data logging and what we do. We recorded all the data as stock. So we monitor it, ignition timing angle, timing retard, fuel pressure, charge pressure, and intake air temperature. As you can see, it's 28 degrees today, so we're about 46, 47 at the idle, and that's what's causing us a bit of timing pull on even on the stock ECU. Once we start mapping, we've got to maintain a cool car, because there's no point data logging a hot car and making calibration changes on that. But I'll show you exactly the changes that we do and what it affects and what effects it takes. Just a base run, and we always do a base run just to see how the turbo responds to power and performance, increase load targets and boost pressures, and we're already at kind of 325 horsepower. Not mapping the box on this vehicle, so I don't know if you can see, you'll see a rise in torque and then it levels out, and that's the actual torque intervention from the DSG box, trying to limit the torque so it protects it. He will be back for a DSG map, and we do advise a DSG map on almost every car. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's still, I'll try and get this in focus. It's not my camera, I just robbed it off Mr. Ellis, so I'm going to try and get it in focus for you. Yeah, intake temperature is about 45 degrees still. Like I said, it is a hot day, standard intercooler. On the road it will be slightly less because you've got a lot more airflow around the car and whatnot. But our dyno, obviously, as you can see, it's eddy brakes, meaning that we can set the load and basically the optimum road condition for the vehicle, so we can replicate the road. And obviously we've got 2 15 kilowatt fans, and that should cool it. It's normal to see about 15 to 20 degrees above ambient air temperature when you're cruising along and when you're booting it actually, so it's not a big issue for us. From our intercooler on these is much advised, and even on a stage 1 map I'd probably say get that front mount intercooler on there. Pipe across panel filter doing its job. It's a cleaner filter. A clean filter is better than no filter, and obviously an upgrade without the grid guard helps a lot. Turbochargers on these get really hot. I don't know if you can see, but they're almost turning blue. So we do maintain cooling off periods in between mapping sessions. Different calibrations. We're on kind of calibration number 3. Usually 3 to 4 calibrations before we get a final run. But yeah, just loaded up our final calibration based upon the data log that we've seen. I'll just show you the data log actually. Guys, this is what a data log looks like to us. It is all the data, sensor data that we require to make calibration changes and stuff. As you can see on the stock ECU, there is a bit of timing pull on all 4 cylinders, and that's the ECU trying to maintain the power and the band and all sorts of things. So it's not something that we kind of look and worry about, but again, it's something that we notice when we map it. Obviously, in terms of turbo boost, I mean, we've never seen kind of over 1.2 bar of boost on a stock turbo, even at, you know, high altitude. So that's where or thereabouts where it should be. Once we tune it, we're about kind of 1.4 to 1.5 bar of boost. Typically speaking, I mean, fueling is more important than anything on these vehicles. Running them lean is no good for it, and we've seen far too many cars that come in mapped elsewhere that run them, you know, at 0.9 AFR, and we don't see how that's possible, especially if you're running more boost and more heat in the vehicle. So for that reason, I mean, even our boost taper is quite linear, it's quite flat. I mean, the standard one does increase boost, you know, further along the rev range, and it's good for linear power, but even so, with a flat torque and boost curve, we see good results. And the reason we use a flat boost curve is because on a front wheel drive car, you don't want any sudden spikes, you don't want any load intervention kind of increase in power here or there. You want it predictable and as linear as possible. Even air to fuel ratio we try and keep around the 0.8. It is a bit rich, to be fair, for a stage 1, but because of the heat today we want to make sure it's safe even in all conditions. So yeah, that's data logging. If you guys wonder why we, you know, spend so much time in a car, you know, 3 to 4 hours mapping a car on a stage 1 compared to other companies who spend half an hour. This is why we record all the data, trying to build up a calibration on the ECU and make more power basically. So just want to show you guys a quick dyno run. Every car that we get, we always put it in dyno mode. This is the safest operation for the vehicle, and it turns off all stability programs. Later cars, there is a different technique. This is typically what it is. So as you can see, that's the data on the latest calibration. Again, we're kind of 3 hours in at the moment, and intake temperatures are quite high, and it's, you know, the rising temperature in the workshop is quite high as well. So we're trying to get a decent one this time round. We'll put the car in Cupra mode. It does increase idle and throttle response, as you can see. Peak targets ain't much different, believe it or not, but we can make it so on various levels of tuning. So for you guys who don't know how a dyno works, we've never seen one in operation on the inside. This is a good point of view for you guys. So we've set the calibration up in 4th gear on a 6-speed box. 4th is probably the closest one to one. So I'll get up to 4th gear. If you have a look at the dyno, you'll see, again, see my camera, I've just hijacked AEllis's camera, but you'll see the power run, and you'll see the end result as well. Constantly data logging as well, so don't forget to log that. And here we go. It's a bit blurry, guys, bear with me. So we get to the top, just before it changes gear, we'll put it in neutral. And what that does, that'll calculate the transmission loss from the vehicle. So that's how we get repeatability on our dyno. It's no estimates, there's no guessing work involved, and we constantly get repeatability. So if you guys wonder why I keep going on about parasitic loss and transmission loss, this is exactly why. Many dynos out there can't calculate this transmission loss, hence why they can't get repeatability. But if you look at our dyno, you'll see it's very accurate and very repeatable. So, you know, stock power runs stock power, give or take 5 or 6 brake horsepower, not like 40, 50 brake horsepower that other tuners kind of say. So here is the wheel horsepower figure, which is calculated at the wheels, and that's the torque figure. The white one is actually the brake horsepower figure, which is the flywheel figure on this vehicle, and it does that by calculating transmission loss by coastline. So if you noticed, I went to the end of the rev range and then I put it into neutral, and what that does is calculate basically the loss between, you know, no gear and some gear, and that figure there will always be the same every time we run this vehicle. If we change the wheels and we change the temperature of the wheels and the tires and whatnot, that figure will change. So hence why I say no two cars are the same. So if you run two cars identical but with different size wheels or different, you know, gearbox and transmission, and you're getting the same kind of flywheel horsepower figure or even more, then you need to use a different dyno. Hope that's been of help to you guys. It's an insight I wanted to put in the channel, and that's why I kind of robbed the camera off Ellis, because there's a lot of these guys who, you know, push out dyno numbers and, you know, use things like the Insoric or, you know, Dynojet, and it's not accurate to get a flywheel horsepower figure. Basically for wheel horsepower, most dynos measure the same, so if they're kind of double rollered front and back, then they will kind of hit the same kind of wheel horsepower figure based upon weight and stuff like that. But yeah, hope that's been interesting to you guys, and I'll give it back to the man himself.
To pause it and do all that fun stuff.
It went out of focus a couple of times, but I've added a bit of context to your channel.
Okay then.
I felt like your channel needed a bit of technical support.
Okay then.
So I've added that into there, free of charge. I'm not charging.
Okay, that's alright. Thank you very much.
And when you edit it, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So is it all finished now?
Yeah, all finished. 357 horsepower, 517 newton.
Oh, okay. So they've gone for like a little collaboration run to make sure everything's alright and whatnot. So now I'm going to talk about the S3, me versus the S3 the other night. So obviously the first run was a launch, and obviously I knew I had no chance because that Quattro was mad. I might have got the reaction off the line, but after that he just went. So that was like, we knew that was going to happen, but we just wanted to see by how much. So that was that. The second one now was like a roll in to the green line and then go. So to be fair to the owner, he wanted to put only fair runs in there. So like he wanted it to be like 100% fair. We both got foot down at the same time. We both got at the same time, just to make sure it's accurate. And obviously with anyone, no one really wants to be the loser. As much as you say you don't want to be, no one wants to be the loser. And honestly, I think I lost all around, because as you can see from after the first run, the launch, obviously I lost that one. The second one with the pull, I got away, so that was interesting. The third and fourth, he got away, like, and I wasn't really catching. So in that sense, I think I lost personally. But the one that I did win, I personally think it was because we was probably at a higher speed. So whereas maybe the second two were probably like at like 10-15 miles an hour, and then we put our foot down and he's got the traction lower down, so he wins. Whereas the second one, we're probably like at like 20-30, and then we put our foot down. So the second one from like 30, that's probably where I gained the extra leg, because like the traction wasn't really relevant at that time. So that's probably where I pulled away. But overall, I was pretty interested to see what overall happened. So I think the outcome is I think I could leave an S3, depending on what speed we took off at. If we took off at, I have a better chance at higher speed, like above 30, whereas at lower speeds I've probably got no chance, which is probably obvious because obviously he's got Quattro. But that was a 67 plate S3 with I think 306 brake horsepower and a 7-speed gearbox that's updated from the previous version. So all of those stuff taken into consideration, I think I've pretty done well. So leave in the comments what you guys think about the whole thing. Please don't cuss me off about driving crazy in Mexico, because it was Mexico. I just came back like quick time. And yeah, as I said, we're gonna wait for this guy to come back. Then we're probably gonna go for a little drive in his car to get what he thinks about it, and then we'll wrap this video up. So yeah, let's wait for that. Are you interested to see what this is gonna do?
Yeah, definitely. As long as you tell me where I'm going.
Oh, okay. So the same way that I went, because then you had that little straight, and then you can just come back around. Yeah. Is that where he went, or he went somewhere else?
I wasn't paying attention. I was just doing the speed up.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, it does. It's weird sitting in the passenger seat of every car. It just feels fast anyways. But from the driver's perspective, obviously he's had this car for like over a year now, so he says that he feels the difference. Obviously you're gonna feel the difference anyways if you get your car remapped. That's pretty silly if you say you don't. But happy with it? Definitely.
Well worth the money.
Definitely well worth it. So that's sick. It's just time for me to get mines out of the way. Yes, that way. It's just time for me to get mines out of the way now. But I don't even feel that there's no wheel hop so far. I haven't felt it actually. You haven't felt it. And there's no wheel spin as well. Are you sure you boosted it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no wheel hop and wheel spin. So that's
the driver, mate.
It's just the driver. It's just. Okay. Ooh, go on. That was me hot right there, wasn't it? That was, damn, I have not had
the
that.
manual.
Was it? That was, oh my god. That wheel hop was savage. That was bad. I haven't had that in so long, like, wow. I forgot that's what it was like. That's bad here. That was bad. And that was like what, like second to third or something? Yeah. It's just the wheel hop of these cars to get the power down. Apart from that, it's just, it's savage. It's in my car so bad, but I can't get it because it's only on the 290 and upwards. That's annoying. Oh. As you were saying before,
It felt slow.
it felt slow,
Yeah.
and now it's just like,
Bit of a difference.
It's just a
I'm
difference.
sure I'll find out about 12 o'clock tonight. On the motorway.
yeah. So obviously on the motorway, then you'll see. But so far, happy. So
Definitely do it.
definitely do it. I'm being I'm not peer pressured. I'm being pressured here. Mav's apparently done a very good job.
Did I really?
And he's happy.
Well, 4 hours it took us to map his car, so he must be happy. What a joking.
So Johnny's happy. I've changed his name so many times. He's Adam, Johnny, Steve.
His name, you tell me.
I don't know. Is that
Probably the hardest part of my job is putting the sticker on.
See this car, just don't even attempt it because you know it's got the NVM treatment. Well, thank you for the opportunity, Stewie, and and we'll look to see this car again soon. Enjoy it, man.